news when it's time to fill up. I filled the truck up, what was it, Wednesday, I guess, Thursday? $90. And gas prices are actually better now than they were then on Wednesday. Gas prices seem to have gone down. An estimated, 43 million people are going to drive 50 miles or more from home over the weekend. That's according to AAA. That's 2.7 million more people, an increase of, 7-8% traveling compared to last year. This is expected to be the third busiest Memorial Day weekend since the year 2000. That's when AAA started tracking holiday travel. With me is Jay Young, a fourth-generation oil and gas professional. He's the author of The Upside of Oil and Gas Investing. And I always have to check these guys out because I was an oil and gas attorney in another life for a long time. And, okay, did I work with this group? Or did I work for that guy? Primarily, it was Occidental, Petrolewis, Texas Oil and Gas, and all of that. Jay, how are you?
I'm very good. How you doing? How's the weekend? Getting ready to shape up here.
No, it's not too bad. Not too bad. I'm going to be back here live on Monday, but it's bad drivers as usual on the highway. So
I'll tell you, me and my wife are going to somewhere at lunch, and there's already a lot of crazy people just got off work, and my wife got cut off, and she slammed on the brakes and just sat there for 5 seconds. And I looked at my rearview mirror and I called her and I said, "Did that guy hit you?" And she goes, No. I'm just so scared because he just was driving so crazy, and she goes, "I just had to catch my breath."
Jay,
they're already there.
I don't know exactly what it is, but I broadcasted it out of Southern California, San Diego specifically, for 15, 16 years. And I flew from here to there every 12 days. And I got to tell you, and I'm not sure why, because, I grew up here. The drivers in California, believe it or not, are better than what you deal with on 35E north or southbound. And I'm not exactly sure, but whatever it is, they're going to have decent gas prices. Why is that? I mean, gas is quite a bit lower today than it was a year ago.
Yeah, like $1 a gallon. And there's obviously what everybody thinks. It's all about supply and demand. I mean, if there's less supply on the market, demand's higher, price is going to go up. I mean, it's all about supply and demand. It's not a bunch of us old guys getting in the back rooms with some cognac and cigars and cowboy boots and thinking, how can we gouge these consumers all across America and get more out of them? That's not what it is at all, period. It's all about supply and demand. And that's what either it's the demand's down and the supply is up, but it's not up to where it needs to be, in my opinion, the next 3 months, 6 months. We need the demand to be higher, and we're not getting there on the demand side. But our supply's gone up, our demand's coming. It's not as high as it should be or they anticipated. So therefore, man, we're enjoying good gas prices right now. So you're going to see those millions of people that are going to get on the road, and I mean, I remember last year at the same time. I don't know if me and you were talking a year ago or whose program I was on, but we were talking about, I do know people during this time that opted not to go on family vacations or, instead of driving to Austin, they drove to, see family closer in because they didn't want to spend the extra money, because it's obviously $1 a gallon and a lot more travel to go to, Austin than it would be to Denton or, somewhere closer. So it's a big decision for people, and I like it. I'm glad that they can do it now, and I think it's really, really good for the economy. I think it's good for everybody. I know you'll probably ask me maybe about, what do I see in 3 months or 6 months, and I can see it. I can see it picking back up, and I can see supplies are not as strong as they need to be. I think demand's going to come back really, really strong. We're going to see higher oil prices, higher gas prices in the future by the end of this year. But until then, let's just enjoy what we have. Let's don't get on the road and drink. I'm already having to figure out how to pick up kids tonight, after hours, because I'm not going to let them be on the road.
Oh, yeah, this is
people.
This is I don't go out on New Year's Eve. I call it amateur night, and I just don't do it. But gas prices are much lower this holiday. The national average for a gallon of regular, I think on Thursday, was $3.57 a gallon. Again, I'm citing AAA. Compared to last year at this time, the national average was $4.60. So, yeah, I mean, about $1 a gallon cheaper than it was. And, that may not sound like a lot, but if you're, trying to fill a 24 gallon tank and you got to fill up a couple times both ways, it's going to add up. And people are watching what they spend. It's just that simple.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. It is. And it's something that we really need to watch out, and we really need to, in my opinion, we need to enjoy it right now, because it is going to go back up by the time the end of the year gets here. I believe it's going to be higher. But
there's no doubt. I mean, I'm not currently in the oil business, but I watch it and I track it just out of habit, I guess. There's no doubt it's going up by the end of the year.
Yeah. My sentiments exactly. I think demand's going to be stronger. Our supply's not going to be there. We're not drilling as many wells as we have, and I mean, and Biden, whatever he says, it's not drill baby drill. It's don't drill baby drill. he does not like it, does not want it, and there is a lot of people. There's too many people, in my opinion, that are going solar and that are going away from fossil fuels too fast for our economy to be able to catch up, and we're going to have those higher oil prices, in the next couple of years. We're just not ready for it, and I don't think he cares about that.
No, yeah, he doesn't. It's all about posturing the party and the 2024 election. I mean, how Americans are having to deal with this is the last thing on his list. Right. I think everybody, and you know what, even being involved in the oil and gas business for a long, long time, I got no problem studying, doing what we can to come up with alternative fuels or energy sources, but you don't get rid of what you got until you're set and ready to replace it. And that's what I don't understand about these Green New Deal idiots is, wait a minute, you think, putting up some wind generators and some solar panels somehow, some way is going to take the place of fossil fuels overnight. You're laboring under a sad misconception. That's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Right. It isn't.
Hey, Jay.
It's going to take time.
I'm out of time, but you're the author of the book, The Upside of Oil and Gas Investing. If people want to find out more about that, how do they do it?
Yeah, you can obviously go to that title in the Apple or anywhere, get that book. My audio book will be out in the next 30 days. On that book, it talks about oil and gas and my history and who I am. But also, you can look under kingoperating.com. We're an operating arm. We drill and operate wells all across the country, and kingoperating.com. But I wrote the book because I want people to be more familiar with oil and gas, because it's not a real hard industry, but it just seems like it's can be difficult to understand. Not from your perspective, because you're the lawyer in the land and all that kind of work, but it's a great business, and we really do enjoy it. So and all the proceeds from my book go to the military. So please go on and buy yourself 2 or 3 copies.
Jay Young, 4th generation oil and gas professional, again, the author of The Upside of Oil and Gas Investing. And as he just said, all the proceeds go to the military. All right. When we come back,